Hello and welcome. I'm Angelica Ernesto Lavera of STEM 2D, and today we'll be talking about the conic section of ellipse. So what is ellipse? Do you know what ellipse is? Not ellipses, but like an ellipse. You probably have seen one before. Maybe saw a building like this. Or this. I have personally seen this one. Or maybe you played football before. I don't know, but you probably have seen it before. Ellipse is a part of the conic section that has the shape of an oval. It is a group of points in a plane whose distances from two fixed points add up to a constant value. Constant means unchanging. To further understand, we'll talk about the parts of the ellipse. So here is the parts of the ellipse. First, we have the foci. It is the floor of focus, and it is also the fixed point of ellipse. Since we have two focus, which is focus 1 and focus 2, it is called foci. We have major axis. It is the line segment which contains the foci. This line right here is always aligned with the foci and vertices. Are major axis always horizontal? Well, it depends on the equation we have. It can be vertical or horizontal. Later, we will find out how those equations work. Vertices. It is the floor of vertex. It is also the endpoints of the major axis. Since we have two vertex, which is vertex 1 and vertex 2, it is called vertices. Minor axis. It is the line segment perpendicular to major axis. This line right here is always aligned with the covertices. Center. It is the midpoint of the line. We can find it between foci. Depending on the coordinates, the center can vary. It can be on the origin, which is 0, 0, or h and k. We also have the covertices, which is the endpoints of minor axis. It has the covertex 1 and covertex 2, which is why it is called covertices. Now that we know the parts of the ellipse, let's talk about these four equations. These equations will help us determine how our ellipse is going to turn out. We can know if it's going to be horizontal or vertical. If the center is on 0, 0, or the origin, it will look like this. That means that the center will be on the middle of the coordinate plane. Meanwhile, if the center is on h and k, it means that the center can be anywhere except the origin. It can be on the quadrant 1, 2, 3, or 4. And since it's not on the origin, you will make a new coordinate plane, just like this or this. Another thing, if a squared comes first before b squared, the graph will be horizontal. But if the b squared comes first before a squared, then the graph will be vertical. And remember, a squared should be higher than b squared. In solving the ellipse, we also need to know about the distances, a, b, and c. A is the distance between center and vertices. B is the distance between center and covertices. C is the distance between center and foci. And to get the c, we need this formula. C is equal to the square root of a squared minus b squared. Before anything, you should know that F1 and F2 stands for foci. V1 and V2 stands for vertices. W1 and W2 stands for covertices. X squared over 36 plus y squared over 49 is equals to 1. So how are we going to solve this? First, we have to find the center. Since it's x squared and y squared, meaning the center is 0, 0, it's going to be like this or this. But if our center is at h and k, then we have more choices here. Since a squared is always higher than b squared, then 49 should be a squared since it's higher than 36. Since this is a squared, it's going to be like this. The graph is going to be vertical. It's going to be like this. How about this one? Which one should be the a squared? Since 25 is bigger than 9, then 25 should be a squared. This is the equation that we'll be using, and the graph will look like this. So what is our center? If center is 0, 0, 0, 0. So we need to get the a squared and b squared. Since 49 is higher, it's gonna be a squared. And since b squared is smaller, it's gonna be b squared. So what we will do in here is to square it. To square this, it's gonna be a, and then 49 equals to 7. 7. And then for b, gonna be 6. Gonna be 7. It's gonna be 6. How about the C? How can we get the C? So how can we get the C? We got the A and we got the B because we know the A squared and B squared. So how can we get the C? Just like I told you before, this is the formula. This is the formula to get the C. This is the formula. That is the formula. If you're listening, you should know the formula, okay? You should know this, okay? Get the C. We need that formula. We need this. We need this formula, okay? This one. Flip. Flip. This is the formula we need. So, let's go back. So now that we know to get the C using this formula, let's get the C. Squared is this. 49 minus 36. 9 minus 36 is equals to 13. 13 or 3.6. Now we know the C. 13.6. To get the foci, focus 1 and focus 2, we need this, which is the distance from the center and the foci. This is the distance from the center and the foci. The foci is going to be around here since it's going to be like this, and this is going to be the major axis. Since this is 3.6, after that, so this is 1 and 0.6. 1, 3.6. F1 was 0 and negative 3.6. 2.6. To get the vertices, we need this. Since A is the distance between center and vertices, it's gonna be around here since it is the endpoint of the major axis where the foci are. Let's count to 7. 1, 2, 6, 7. Vertices 1, negative 7. 5, 6, 7. And 7. Let us continue doing it. So it's gonna be 0. And to get the W1 and W2, which is the covertices, we need B. Since B is the distance between the center and the covertices. The covertices will be right here on the minor axis. So it's going to be number 6. 1, 2, 5, and 6. W1. Negative 6. And then 0. This is X and this is Y. 6. Covertex 2. W2. And then 0. I'm going to put our ellipse. We're done! So now we're going to be graphing this. I'm using a pencil because I don't want to mess this up. There we go. We're making an ellipse, everyone. I'm just going to connect the dots. Yes. Yes. Oh, what is this? So, we're almost done. I'm just trying to make this a lot better. What is just like this? What is it like this? These are the final results. So, that's how you solve an ellipse. Equation ellipse is very easy. You just need to kind of really know what you need to do, what formula you need to use, and to draw an ellipse. That's about it. Thanks for watching, and bye.